These are 5 strategies for protection for intuitive empathic people, and I'm going to explain why we need protection as well. My name is Leah Chantel. Welcome back. So first, I'm going to start with why do we need protection? Because we can assume that the world is positive and we're all one spirit, and on a deep level, that's true. We're all connected. And sometimes when we separate ourselves from others, our egos are really getting involved and telling us that we're better or we're worse. There's a lot of different storylines that go along with that. And if we're too obsessed with protecting ourselves, it's like we're throwing out the bomb first. It's like we're playing games. And sometimes people get into game playing in their relationships because they are very insecure and they want to throw the protective bomb out first. And it's not a wise thing to do, because we all have a little bit of that. And if you're an intuitive empath and you're throwing out the bomb to somebody who's a little bit more left-brained, I'm going to tell you, they probably got a lot more games and strategies in their mind than you do, and they're going to come at you hard. It's better that you have a little bit of protection, but you're not throwing out the stink bomb first by behaving in a way that's unwise. Like if you're trying to make people jealous or feel badly about themselves, or you're pretending that you're busy when you're really not, and you're just playing hard to get, like those sorts of things is like throwing the bomb first. You're thinking you're protecting yourself, but you're really starting a war with somebody else, and it's a really unwise thing to do. But we can accidentally do these things sometimes when we're feeling insecure. Not the best way to have protection or protective boundaries in life. Here are better strategies for having protective boundaries. So one is to build a beautiful life. Have your beautiful community, your true friendships, your true family members, your true sports or hobbies that you engage, and keep yourself busy being of service to others. That is a very good protective layer right at the start that's going to protect you from so many things. When you're busy doing things that are meaningful and engaging for you, you're automatically going to take yourself out of situations where you might encounter negative people and have time to listen to them, because you're so busy doing things that are good for other people, right? You know what else that's also going to do for you is it's going to take you away from the news. It's going to take you away from violent video games or violent television programs that are kind of get stuck in your mind and help you assume that the world is going to HE double hockey sticks, you know. This is not good. This is not good. We want to stay away from stuff like this. We don't want to assume the world's ending. I know some spiritual practices and religions do say that. And yes, we should protect the world and do the best we can to preserve it. But don't focus on the fact that things are ending or going to a bad place. You know, this is also like throwing the stink bomb out first and assuming everything's bad and going to heck in a handbasket, you know? And we don't want to do that. Instead, we want to do the best we can to leave the world a little bit better than we found it, and focus on doing that. If we can do that, then we're also protecting ourselves from negativity and depression. Okay, so the next strategy to protect ourselves is to use visualization. See a white light, or maybe it's pink or gold for you, whatever the color is. See a color of light that is very protective for you and imagine yourself immersed in it. This is very helpful if you're walking through a dangerous neighborhood, or you're feeling a little uncomfortable, you're walking into a room with people you don't know terribly well. You know, it'll help put the good energy into the room. And it's so surprising how effective this simple tool is. When you're just focusing on something positive and simple, and you bring it up in your mind over and over and over again and repeat it as many times as you need until you're feeling good, it's amazing how it can really lift the mood in the room and help uplift everybody and put them in a good place where they're having a good conversation. My next protective tool would be to have a mantra that you say in your head when you're going through difficult circumstances and you need to focus. So a mantra could be something given to you by a spiritual teacher, and if somebody has given you one, that's fantastic. Use it. If you don't have that, there are many effective, simple mantras that you can pick up, like the word Om, or you can even count to 10. I use that a lot when I'm working out. I'll count to 10 when I'm doing a difficult pose in yoga, for example. Or you could say, I am enough. That's a very famous one from Marissa Peer. That's a good one as well as a mantra. Say things that are positive and uplifting, that feel real and grounded to you. Don't tell yourself, I am a rock star, if you don't feel like one, but pick something positive that you do genuinely feel and make that your mantra. And that's a very good way to come up with a mantra that you repeat in your mind to keep you in a very good place when you're in a situation where you're a little bit unsure and there could be some trouble or some difficulty. My next tip in order to protect yourself from things that are going on in the world that are not so positive is that you have a few lines in your mind to help you excuse yourself from a conversation if it does turn negative. So that could be as simple as I have to go to the bathroom, right? Easy. But if you need a break and you need a little disconnect from somebody, excusing yourself to go to the bathroom is excellent. And then when you're in the bathroom, you can think of something like a reason to leave if you need to leave the situation while you're in the bathroom, right? And you can have a few excuses lined up in your mind to help you get out of a situation and move on to the next one if you need to when things are negative. And not always things are negative. Sometimes the conversation is positive enough, but just drags on, and maybe it's time to wrap it up and move on to something else that's more productive. So sometimes that situation comes up too, and it's good to have these strategies as a layer of protection in the back of your mind when you're dealing with situations like that. My next protective strategy is to feel strong in your body. So part of your beautiful life that you're creating should have space for your physical fitness and your physical health. So you need to make time as part of your beautiful life plan to have fitness in your life, to have time to cook foods that are healthy for you, and to have time to sleep. You need these three things to take good care of your body. And what that does when you're in situations with people later on and you're in mixed company and you're not sure what to expect is you're going to feel strong in your body because you've taken good care of your body. That in itself can give you a lot of confidence. There's a reason why fitness trainers look very confident and statuesque. It's because they're feeling very good in their body. So you don't have to look like a personal trainer per se. It's not the body that's the important thing, it's the energy and knowing that you've taken good care of yourself. You could be 300 pounds, but if you've worked really hard that day to take good care of yourself, you've eaten healthy and you've worked out, you're on your way to becoming healthy, and you'll have that energetic glow about you that you're taking good care of yourself. There are many, many people like that out there now in media, and people are really coming to their defense if somebody attacks them for being overweight. So that's a good thing, I think. There are many images of health, and some people are needing to get back on track with their health, but they're progressing, and as long as they're making progress, even if they're not in a perfect place in the moment, like none of us are perfect, you know, we're all a little bit flawed, we all carry a little bit of weight, even supermodels feel insecure from time to time, and the important thing is that you're doing something to work on yourself, not that you've arrived to some point, some dress size, some version of your body that you're trying to match up with a media image. You see what I mean? You gotta love your body where it's at, but also take good care of your body and take actions to make sure your body is as healthy as possible. And then when your body is as healthy as possible, you have the good posture, you have the good power poses, you can put your hands on your hips, or you can cross your arms, or do whatever it is that makes you feel powerful. Just pick something that makes you feel good and strong, and that can be your power pose, and that can also be a very good tool of protection when you're with other people. And then when you're praying and you're dealing with spiritual matters, you can pray for protection as well from, basically, I don't really believe in hell per se, that it's absolutely evil, but I think there is a realm that's kind of mischievous and a little bit distracting. So you can pray for focus, you know, and pray for clarity And that can be very helpful in helping you set your intention and move forward on your path. I hope you enjoyed my strategies of protection today. Most of my protection strategies are basically from other humans, because I think that's where we need most of it. And then one dose spiritual at the end. And my explanation as to why we need protection. We want to have enough protection where we're wearing a bulletproof vest under our clothes, but we don't want to overdo it and act too defensive and insecure and throw the bomb out first. That's not good, right? So you want to have the right level of protection. So setting boundaries can be very helpful, and there's so much more that I could go into there and talk about, and I'm sure I will in a future video. As for today, you may want to look at some of the resources that I've talked about in the past about boundaries, because they can be very protective, and I hope you are all exploring the concept of boundaries and practicing it in your day-to-day life, because it can feel uncomfortable in the moment practicing and setting a boundary with somebody, because the relationship could disappear as a result. But the problem is, if somebody's crossed your boundaries to the point where you need to set one, it means they haven't honored and respected the relationship in the first place, and the relationship is a little bit dead already. You're just trying to reset it and rebuild it back on the right path.